Om Shanti. So first of all, I would like to welcome all the children of Baba who have come from far off places to celebrate their birthday with Bab Dada. We are all going to celebrate Bab Dada's birthday and our birthday with sweetest Bab Dada on the 11th of February. Right? Yes, are we going to? Those who have come for this purpose of celebrating their birthday with Bab Dada, could you raise your hands? Those who have come to celebrate their birthday, maybe first birthday it can be yours, but Baba's birthday is every year. And it's a very strange thing that we celebrate the birthday of the father and of the children on the same day. It's very strange, and it is only possible in this institution. Nowhere else the father and the son can be born on the same day. Date can be common, but year cannot be common. But here we celebrate our birthday and our father's birthday on the same day. Same year, same time. And today's topic is how to be contented and courageous. Was that the topic announced in the morning class? Because I was away, I have just come. And I've been told to share on that topic. We had a full-fledged Murli on contentment in the current season of Bab Dada. Who all remember that we had a Murli on contentment in this season? Those who remember that, could you raise your hands? Those who have read it? There was a full-fledged Murli of Bab Dada on contentment on the 30th of November last year. Okay? And on 30th of January, we had a wonderful Murli on the authority of experience and in all the subjects. I think Brother Neville gave a very lovely class yesterday on that subject. And today we will be talking mostly on contentment and courage. We say that courage is the king of all the qualities. And contentment is the queen of all the qualities. Does it look logical? Courage as the king of all the qualities, and contentment as the queen, or we can say even queen mother of all the qualities. Like we say, purity is the basic quality of a Brahmin and is the basic blessing which has been bestowed upon us by the Father. When we become Baba's children, the first two vardhans which Baba gives us, the first two blessings, be holy and be yogi. If you are pure, if you have purity imbibed deep in your life, then peace and prosperity follow. Peace and happiness are the children of purity. Those who lead a pure life, they will always remain peaceful and happy. Is that right? We all are leading now a pure life, as per the blessing bestowed upon us by the sweetest Father. And that's why we are so peaceful, and we always have a happy looking face. We are always happy from within. The moment some impurity gets in, your stage starts shaking. Your mind starts getting confused. But if you have purity, clarity in your mind, there is no confusion, there is no tension. Similarly, Baba said that if you have the quality of contentment in your life, then all the other qualities will follow. So contentment is a very beautiful blessing given by Baba to us. And Baba says that Santushtamani means you are the embodiment of contentment. And contentment comes by four basic things if we have in life. In Hindi language, there are very rhymic words. Baba used the word sthiti, means your stage. Sakshi sthiti, Baba says. If you have a detached stage, detached observer stage, that's called Sakshi sthiti. And then second word is Sathi, that Baba is your companion. The third word is Pragati, progress. And the fourth word is Prapti, achievements, attainments. So four words for leading a contented life, Santushtamani life, that was the title of the Murli. They are Sakshi Sthiti, detached observer stage. Sathi means you are always having the companionship. Sathi means companion of Baba. Third one is Pragati. If you are progressing in life, then you can be contented. And the fourth one is Prapti, the achievements and attainments in life. And when we become Baba's child, we have all types of praptis, all types of achievements. In terms of powers, in terms of qualities, or values, or virtues, whatever you may like to call them. And these achievements and attainments are of a permanent nature, eternal achievements. Right? The achievements which we get from the eternal Father, they are eternal in nature. Whether they are powers or they are virtues or values. So when we become Baba's child, we have permanent achievements, eternal achievements, because our Father is an eternal bestower. He always bestows, always. What is Baba doing sitting in these religions? We want to become Bap Saman, do we? All of us? Those who want to become Bap Saman, could you raise your hand? Does everybody understand the word Bap Saman? Good, yes. That means the translators have understood it. Nice. So if you want to become Bap Saman, we have to be very close to the Father. Samanta or Samipta, these are the two rhymic words in Hindi again. Those who know Hindi language, they are very highly blessed type, because they can immediately understand what sweetest Bap Dada is trying to tell us. And he uses beautiful rhymic language, as if a poet is singing a poem. That's why the versions of Bap Dada are called the real Gita. Gita also means a poem, a song is called Geet. And the one who sings that song is called the Gita Gyandata, the one who is giving Gita knowledge to us. And that's what Shri Baba is. All the deepest concepts of life are explained in that scripture which we call as Gita. Yesterday morning I was just walking in front of the transport department and I heard somebody very carefully, looking at his small cell phone and something hearing out of it. I went to him and I saw he had a small cell phone, and on that there were two pictures of Arjuna and Krishna. And Krishna was narrating Gita to Arjuna. Arjuna was asking questions. What should I do? How can I kill all these my relatives in the war field? Should I fight or not? And then Krishna was telling him, what is your dharma? What is your true religion? What is your duty? You have to do only that much. Leave the fruits of the karma to me. You just do your duties. You have no other power except to do your job. That's all is in your hand. Rest all is with me. That's what Baba says, that just remember me alone, and rest I will do for you. Be close to me, make me your companion, and observe the scenes of drama as a detached observer. Have you seen tortoise? Those of you have seen a tortoise in their life, could you raise your hands? Tortoise in the water, big one. Good. What does it do? Do you see it mostly as a detached observer, or you see it mostly in action? Which form normally we see a tortoise is behaving? Is he all the time doing something, or is mostly a detached observer? What is he? Anyone? In which form do we see him behaving? Detached observer. He's always seen as a detached observer. It's only when he sees something, some eatable has come, thrown by someone, and he's hungry, he takes out his hand, eats it, again detached observer. You know what is the life of a tortoise? 100 years? In our culture, in Bharat, we always say, when we bless a person, we say, live 100 years. Shatam varsh jyet. Whenever an elder person will bless a younger person, have a long life, have a happy life, have a long life of 100 years. That's how we bless human beings, bless the human beings. How much does the tortoise live? Do you know? How much? Huh? How many years? How many years normally? 300 to 400 years is the life of a tortoise. 300 to 400 years is the normal life of a tortoise. If one learns the art of a detached observer, one is so peaceful all the time, he can live such a long life even in Kali Yuga. Human genes are designed by nature to live up to 150 years. Human genes, anywhere on this earth, all countries, all cultures, whatever, are designed to live a maximum of 150 years of healthy life. That's why when Baba comes and gives us all the qualities and all the powers, he also gives us a blessing of living full 150 years, a healthy life during golden age. Because beyond that, the human genes are not designed to. But full 150 years in golden age, every one of us lives how much? Full 150 years, healthy, happy life. Because we have no stresses, and we have that quality of living like detached observers, Act when you have to act decisively, otherwise be a detached observer. That's called Sakshi stage. If you need to lead a contented life, that is the key. Second, Sathi. Sathi means companion. Always have the companionship of Baba. Sweetest companionship is of Shiv Baba. We all know it. We all can do it. We all need to do it. To be constant companions with Baba. That constancy and consistency is very important. In management terminology, they say if you want to be a successful leader, you have to learn the art of consistency. You must consistently and constantly do a thing, an effort, then only you will succeed. Guaranteed success comes through your consistent efforts. And here the effort is very simple. Always trying to be the companion of Baba, keeping always Baba with you. As it is, when he is there in subtle regions, he'll always looking at you and he wants to be your companion. It's only we have to ensure that he is our companion. We have to keep emerging that in our consciousness that Baba is my companion. Achievements. For eternal achievements, we need to have two things. Again, there are Hindi rhymic words, sampatti or sambandh. Sambandh means relations. And sampatti means property, treasures. If we want to have, always we want to be contented, we must have always attainments. We must feel that I have everything with me. And see on the achievements which we get from Baba, powers, as many as you want. Towards the end of the class, we'll talk only of 8 powers. If you have 8 powers, what all we can do? I'll narrate you the story of how did this Gyan Sarovar come up. And it will tell you what sort of leadership we had with Dadi Prakashmani. Why this institution expanded from just 200 centers to 8,000 centers during her 40 years of leadership. What type of leader Dadi Prakashmani was? Why do we keep hanging her pictures all around? Like we keep Baba's picture or Mama's picture. Next to Baba's picture, we find Dadi Prakashmani's pictures. Sometimes we say, oh, I have these all pictures of the human beings. It's good to know about them. And most of you have seen her. How many of you have seen Dadi Prakashmani? Few. So those who have come later, they also need to know her. So that we are get inspired. When we know about Baba, about Brahma Baba, Shiv Baba also keeps telling. So we have a constant informer about what Brahma Baba did. Present Murlis, when we listen from Avakt Bab Dada, he talks about the qualities of Brahma Baba. Many times he talks about the qualities of Mama as well as Dadi. Because these 3 leaderships were very rare type. Almost we can say superhuman being type of leadership. That's why they are our source of inspiration. We all have to have a role model. Now we have Dadi Janki. We are very lucky. See, like Brahma Baba came here at the age of 80 years and lived till the age of 93. And he had all the qualities of leadership. If anybody can compare about the yoga power, well, Dadi Janki is the only one. Who has been requested by all of us to take over the organization at the age of 90 years. Does anybody take over an institution at the age of 90 years? Normal retirement age is 60, 65 years. 90 years is the age to go back. Very few people live till the age of 90 years. And she has been given the responsibility to be the chief of an organization at the age of 90 years. She started. And we are seeing her achievements in the last 4 years. What fast rate of progress the yoga is having, and what a high stage we see through her. Always bubbling with energy. 4 o'clock morning, I must go and conduct meditation. Amrit Vela meditation, I should conduct. Dadi Janki's first choice. She always sees drama as a detached observer. Sakshi stage, A class. She always keeps Baba with her, Sathi stage. That's why she is contented. All the achievements of powers and qualities always imbibed. Pragati, progress. Always on the path of progress, not only self, but always stressing on self-progress to everyone else as well. The only thing she teaches us is self-progress, how to do self-progress. And she demonstrates that through her own character. That's why she is the chief. Inspirational, exemplary leadership. Consolidating everybody, a huge family, spread over 130 countries. And she keeps it together. Like Baba. That's why we say she is Bap Saman. So all the 4 qualities, Pragati, Prapti, Sakshi, Sathi. And in that, Baba again goes further and he says, you should always feel that not only Baba is your companion, but you are with him, always with him in performing his task of world transformation. And that's where our progress lies. If there is no progress, there is no satisfaction. There is no contentment. But a contented soul always keeps progressing. That's his inspiration as well. So both are interdependent. If you are holy, you can be a good yogi. If you are a good yogi, you will be holy as well. So all these are related subjects like Gyan, Yog, Dharana, Seva. All 4 are interrelated. Actually, the word Gyan doesn't have a translation in English. I am sorry to say that. We always use the word knowledge. But Gyan is not just simple knowledge. Knowledge is normally related to information. We go further on the words, you know what is knowledge and what is wisdom. When knowledge lodges securely in your mind, it is called wisdom, they say. And when you become embodiment of knowledge, it means you are Jnani soul. Not simply having information, but becoming an embodiment of that. Not just having the knowledge that soul has 3 faculties of thinking, of analyzing and retaining the impressions of the actions performed. Not just man, buddhi, sanskar, but the quality of the soul is that it works as Karan, Karavan, Har. Karan, Har are these 3 subtle organs. Your mind is seen to be working. But Karavan, Har is soul. And if you are embodiment of soul consciousness, we say you are a Jnani soul. You are not only knowledgeable, but you are a Jnani soul means you are an embodiment of that knowledge. That's called Jnani. And yogis, Smriti Swarup. Reviving the memories, like Baba was telling in that Murli of contentment, that Baba gives you blessings. But who amplifies those blessings and puts them into action? For that we need to have some water and some heat, energy, dhup or pani. And when he said pani, pani means keep reviving, keep bringing out in your consciousness that vardhan or swaman means any point of self-respect or any blessing. And then becoming Smriti Swarup is Dhup, the energy. Becoming an embodiment of that quality is energy. Dhup dena. So what is most important is becoming embodiment of the different blessings which Baba has given us. First we revise them or revive them, and then we stabilize our mind in that stage. Means we become embodiment of that. Then we feel energetic. And then we utilize that. If you have become powerful enough, you will use that energy. You can't stop. That's called service. So service automatically happens if you become embodiment of any quality. So achievements means becoming embodiment of all the powers and virtues. That's what is an achievement. Pragati is progress, progressing in your stage. If you always try to keep Baba as your companion and you remain close to Baba, Sath or Sathi Sthiti. You know what lovely rhyming words are there? Sath means closeness, Sathi means companion. If you have that stage, then progress is automatic. And keeping a Sakshi, detached observer stage is very important to lead a long, peaceful, stable life. That's where Baba always says, Bahut Kal. For a long time, if you have practiced, then only you'll be able to use those powers at the time of transformation. And even at the time of leaving the body. And we do not know when we have to leave the body. This time Baba used the word, many the souls got their tickets cut at the same moment. Probably he was referring to Haiti, where hundreds of thousands of people, a few minutes time, and everything was over. Couple of minutes. And then many more suffering later, and so much help, and so much hue and cry, and all that time. And what we were directed by Baba is emanate vibrations of peace and power for the benefaction of those souls who are departed. Again, subtle service. The next quality which we are going to talk is courage. What is the natural response of a person if he comes across an animal like a lion or a leopard or a bear? We don't have lions here. There is a village about 12 kilometers away where there are lions in Mount Abu. The name of that village is Shergaon, the village of the lions. There are real lions living in that area, but they don't come to this area. Leopards sometimes, bears all the time. We live in a forest area. Even Gyan Sarovar is a part of the forest area. We are surrounded by forest all around. What is the reaction of a person if you come across a very strong animal like a lion or a leopard? Medium is a bear. What is the natural response? Yes, anyone? Can I ask the last sister sitting on the last? What will be the natural response if you come across a lion or a leopard on the way? The last sister. Yes, I am asking you. You are really sitting in the other sister with the goggles and sitting like this. What will you do if you come across a lion? What did she say? Run. Do you think you can run and save yourself from a lion? You know, in the management book, self-management SML leadership book, Brother Brian, teaches us. There were two friends. They were going in a forest with the jungle boots. They put on very big boots when you're going in a forest. And they suddenly hear the roar of a lion. And one guy starts changing his shoes immediately. He puts on his running shoes instead of jungle shoes. Jungle shoes are big, running shoes are little light, you can run. So the second person says, oh, do you think if you put on these sports shoes or running shoes, you will be able to run faster than the lion? You know what's the answer? I know I cannot run faster than the lion, but I will definitely run faster than you. So you be the prey to the lion, I am safe. But she gave the right answer. If you see a lion, the natural reaction, involuntary reaction we call it, is to run, to flee, not to fight. But if you are a courageous soldier, if you are a courageous tribal man who live in this area, who keep coming across bears and leopards and lions very often, at least bears is a routine thing for us. We all Gyansaror Nivasis keep coming across some bears when we go for a walk outside. We advise them to move in groups and have some rod in your hand to handle at least a bear. In the military leadership, it is taught. Military leaders, they teach their officers, gentlemen, courage is not a voluntary response. Voluntary response from a difficult situation is to run. But if you also run as the others people run, who is going to protect? So you are not to run. You have to fight back. You have to be courageous. And then they teach you. Courage is that is involuntary, Without anything, we just run. That's a natural response. But there can be a created response. By training, you can be made courageous so that you give a positive response to fight. If the situation demands for a fight, you should be able to fight. I was just reading a newspaper this morning. A small story is appearing in that there are two girls. There's a tribal girl. They are snatched by, a very dangerous type of a Rakshas. And they decide that they have to be relieved from their clutches and they should fight back. So the courageous response of a girl is shown. She wants to make some technique, take out some leaves which are having a lot of, intoxication quality in it, and they put it in his wine, and when he drinks it, he'll be unconscious, and then we'll kill him or something. Some sort of plan is going on. She goes to a jungle to pick up those leaves. She climbs. She only has one small little, when we do plowing fields, to chop these small little plants, we call a instrument, it's called hasiya in Hindi, we call it. It's a chopper, you can do like this and you can chop. She goes to chop only some leaves. And then suddenly she sees a huge snake, ajgar we call it, thick one, a big one. What do we call? A big snake and a huge snake? It's moving, and she suddenly observes that. And by the time she observes it, it has already started rotating around her and holding her tight. Now, since she is courageous, she is preparing to fight a Rakshas, a devil. That means she's a bold girl, and her mentally she is educated that how to fight, how to give a resistance. She instantly holds that huge snake from here and presses it. And the moment she presses it hard, the grip becomes loose. So with one hand, she's holding it hard, the grip is becoming loose, she instantly takes out that instrument, chop. She's holding the neck. The snake neck is here, the whole body is there, the grip is becoming loose, it is already rotating around her body. She takes out that, chop, cuts it here, and that snake is gone. Why I am giving the example is because the girl has been educated by her parents to remain courageous and fight situations. So by training, one can be taught this value of courage, whether it is army or it is a tribal area. And we are spiritual army. We have wonderful education with us. Our training is super class. We are taught all the values. The army only teaches you how to use weapons. And that's it, they make you courageous. But here our weapons are many types. We have the gift of all the 8 powers from Baba. So many powers. 8, we just number them, but enormous number of powers. We are the children of the Almighty Father. We are eternal souls. We cannot be killed. The basic source of strength. When I listen to Dadi Janki, I feel so delighted. Dadi Janki says with a very innocent face, first thing, and with a very firm face, first thing which I learned after becoming a Brahma Kumari was that I am an eternal soul. I lost the fear of death. My scare for death was vanished because I cannot die. So the fear of death was gone. Immense courage. If one wants to have, you get immense courage with this consciousness that I am an eternal soul, I cannot die. That's what Lord Krishna taught Arjuna in the war field through Gita. Arjuna, your problem is you have attachment with this body and bodily relations. Come out of it. First know thyself, and then you'll be able to perform your duty. Life and death is nothing. Just a soul entering into a body or leaving the body. You are not a body. You are a soul. And that made him courageous. So there are scriptures behind it, and there are samples present in our organization. Samples like Dadi Janki. First thing which I achieved when I became a Brahma Kumari, she tells very innocently, but very firmly. The fear of death was gone. Most courageous person. To work for the world transformation is not a joke. Being responsible to remove the vices from the lives of the Kaligi people, so vicious, so dangerous. And wherever she goes, she is worshipped. The 2-3 sisters who came first of all to serve, to start opening centers, it started from the river Jamuna in Delhi. Do you know that? The first center was opened. The first service point, I will not say center, was opened in the form of a small thatched cottage near the river Jamuna. And 3-4 Brahmakumaris used to stay in that. And from there they used to go around and give Baba's message to different people. They had no place to live except the riverside. And the first gift which gave us first donation came from a Pahalwan, a bodybuilder. The bodybuilder came and he saw a few sisters doing tapasya, absorbed in blissful stage. Oh, they are Shaktis. He looked at them and he felt, power was flowing out from them. He comes and bows down. Mataji, respected mothers, I am going for a fight, for a bout, with another muscle man who is double my size. But I have speed and stamina and self-confidence. I think I should be able to beat him, even if he's double my size. But I need your blessings. Give me strength of your blessings. If I come back as a winner, I will do some contribution. That's how the bhaktas normally do. So they went, he went, and they blessed. We give good wishes to all. Dadi smiled, gave him good wishes. Yes, yes, be victorious. The man goes, enters into a bout with a bigger man of double the size, but with his stamina, strength, and that blessing which he received from Dadis, he won. Came back, and these Pahalwans and muscle men, they eat a lot of ghee, we call it. Ghee? From butter, you turn butter into ghee. That is the most strengthful thing which they eat. So he brought a big container full of pure desi ghee, made out of pure butter. And he gave it to them. This is my gift. Thank you very much. You blessed me, I won. So this is my gift. That was the first donation of any individual to the yajna. This is how it started. Dadi Rukmini, who is the auntie of Dadi Gulzar and is the in charge of our Delhi area now, because Dadi Gulzar mostly stays here. She is number 2 to Dadi Gulzar, and she is practically taking care of Delhi area now. So Rukmini Dadi was a part of that group. Oh, this man has brought such a big gift. This should be given only to Baba. My 300 brothers and sisters are staying in Mount Abu. We are only 3. We have no right to take this. So Didi Manmohini was the in charge. She said, yes, Rukmini, you are right. Take it to Baba. She took it, went to the train, railway station. She had no money. She walked up to the railway station with that 16 kgs of weight on her head, got into the train for Mount Abu. And that conductor comes, ticket checker. Yes, Mataji, your ticket? I have no ticket. I am on godly service. So he looks at her. Sure, I really don't have money, brother. I am on godly service. What is this? This is a gift by a student, which I am taking to Baba. Okay? So he thought she must be very spiritual. She looked very spiritual. She's a spiritual lady. She must be having some guru as Baba, and she must be taking a gift to him. It's all right if she doesn't have money. In India, sadhus are as it is exempted from tickets. And those days, because there were some special rules for 5 years after partition, till 1952, the people who had migrated from Pakistan into India, they were allowed to travel free because they were still settling down. But 5 years were already over. It was 6th year on. And he says, Mataji, I know you are habitual of traveling free of cost, but now it is 6th year on. Next time, please be careful. This time you can go. So she brought that gift, brought it to Baba, and she was so happy. Rukmini Dadi is another very courageous woman I have seen in my life. Very courageous. She used to control all Babdada's meetings when Baba used to come in history hall and meditation hall. Later she shifted to Delhi. She was very tough, even as an administrator. So boldness is the natural quality of spiritually enlightened people. Courage is their lifestyle. She faced the situation with courage and told the truth. And with her spiritual vibrations emanating from her face, as Baba says, your light must emanate from your forehead. And all these Adis can do that right from day one, because 14 years they were trained. And it worked. We'll have 3 minutes silence and then. So we are talking about the courage quality of Dadis, which they achieved from Baba. Courage only needs 2 things. Firstly, that consciousness of yourself as eternal souls, imperishable souls. And second is your focused connection with the Almighty Baba, my Father. Means keeping him as your companion. Just remaining soul consciousness and keeping the companionship of the Almighty makes you very courageous. Other means, they always come to help you. Sometimes, to display courage, you need to have some other means as well. They come to you. People will come to help you if you are keeping up your soul consciousness and your connection with Baba. Ekagrata, concentration, or focused remembrance, point-to-point link between I, the soul, and the Father. That is the key to courage. Which we all do. The only thing which we need to do is that sometimes must go. Now Baba's greatest Murli has made it very clear. This year season, Baba is bent upon removing that weakness of sometimes. Something happens. He says nothing like sometimes and something. Now everything at all times. So he wants to bring us towards perfection. Because he cannot see anymore any of our weaknesses. He wants us to be really become Bap Saman. He wants us to have all the powers at all the times. 18 January crowning. See the difference between other organizations and this organization? The founder of the organization is dying. Normally people weep in any organization. And how Baba explains it? No, it was the day of crowning. Baba did the crowning ceremony. He became a Vyakt and he crowned the children with all the powers. He made the children to come in forefront. Become Karanhar, and Baba became Karavanhar. With Dadi's hands in his hands, emanating all the powers into Dadiji, making her to become Bap Saman, to experience Bap Saman stage. He certainly left the body. No signs of any pain. That's called perfection. Leaving the body at will, because Brahma Baba had practiced soul consciousness so much, detached stage so much. He was so contented with all the achievements. Courageous he was always from day one. Otherwise he couldn't have Imagine to raise a ladies-led organization in 1930s. No one could have the courage to start a ladies-led organization. It was such a male-dominated society. Faced everything. Courage was in his blood. Contented he was, because he used to experience all these powers, and he was always an embodiment of the knowledge of drama. Could see all scenes in a detached manner. That's why to a person who is really contented and convinced and who is courageous, he sees all the scenes of drama as Mickey Mouse play. All dangerous scenes which appeared because he took a very dangerous decision, he just saw them as Mickey Mouse. And he bestowed all those powers onto the Adi Prakash Mani. So he said 18th January is a crowning ceremony day. Samarthi Divas, not just Smriti Divas, not only Remembrance Day, but Samarthi means you have the capability of, you have all the capabilities, all the powers with you. And Adi Prakash Mani always used to display all those qualities. Like these days in modern management terminology, we call them 8 powers. The 8 qualities of leadership. In yoga, we show a picture, a round picture with 8 powers. We start from a tortoise, and then a person with his bag and baggage packed up, and then a tree which shows tolerance, and then an ocean which shows flexibility, and then discernment, judgments, then judgment, and then power to face and power to cooperate. These are the 8 powers of Raj Yoga. We see that picture? Do we all have seen? Have you seen all the pictures of the 8 powers of Raj Yoga? And then we use the management terminology. Power to listen. First quality of a leader. Availability, tolerance, flexibility, discernment, judgment, decision making. And then we say responsibility and team making, team building. These are the 8 qualities of a leader. Dadi Janki met the president of a country, and he says, Dadi, I have to take very hard decisions these days. Life is very difficult and very tense. I have so many responsibilities on me. Tell me something with which I can bear all those responsibilities and keep the power of carrying people with me. And then, Dadi Janki says, well, that's what I have come you to meet you, tell you. I just teach you meditation, and I teach you 4 qualities which you will become an embodiment of when you do Raj Yoga meditation. He says, what is that? So she said, if you do meditation, you will become a detached observer, which we can compare with listening, Tortoise keeps listening, keeps observing. You will be always ever ready. That's what Baba is making us, ever ready souls. You'll be very tolerant. And you will have a lot of molding ability, flexibility. You can mold yourself to situations. These 4 qualities of becoming or to be will come to you when you do meditation. And he says, then, but where are my issues concerned? You didn't address my issues. And then she says, all those 4 things which you have to display in your life, which you have to do. There's something to be and there's something to do. Those 4 qualities will automatically come to you. And then, we teach in meditation in this. If you are a good listener, you have a good management information system. If you are available, you can take decisions. If you are tolerant, you'll be able to have the strength of holding on the responsibility of your decisions. If you're flexible, you'll be able to make a good team. That's how we correlate those 4 qualities with these qualities, crosswise we do it. And Dadi Prakashmani always used to display that in action. I'll finish today's class with sharing you the experience of a dialogue between Dadiji, our chief, and the governor of Rajasthan state, which happened in Peace Park on the occasion of the formation of Gyan Sarovar. When you enter into this building, and if you see outside where there's Shiv Baba's flag being prepared for Shivratri celebrations, there is a board. Dr. M. Channa Reddy, Governor of Rajasthan, did the foundation stone laying of this Gyan Sarovar complex on so-and-so date. That was March 1993. So the governor was a very tough guy. He had his political background of leading a very tough administration. But he was fortunate that when he came in contact with Brahma Kumaris, he started learning meditation. He took about 2 weeks to learn Raj Yoga. And then he was invited to do the foundation stone laying ceremony for the Gyan Sarovar. He was all in all at that time. There was no ministry. There was governor's rule due to some circumstances in the country, and he was all in all. He sanctioned the plans of Gyan Sarovar, and he came. We invited him to do the foundation stone laying ceremony, to do, we do some worshipping of the land, foundation stone laying. Dharti Pujan we call in Hindi. So the governor came, did the foundation stone laying, and since he was all in all, he says, I announce a donation of 500,000 rupees for building this Gyan Sarovar complex. That's how the leaders normally speak, because he was barely a chief minister, then he became a governor. And when he was a governor, he was holding the post of the chief minister as well. So he thought he's a big man, he must give some donation. It's very customary in India. The leaders always do that. And our system is not to accept any donations from outside. So he announced the donation and he went back. And because he was a tough man, very first day, after every hour, he will call his secretary. Have you made the payment? I announced yesterday. And he will say, no sir, I am trying to contact the institution. I don't know in whose name the payment is to be made. I am waiting that they will come with an application. Nobody turned up. So he rang me up. And I had to go from the organization to meet the secretary of the governor. I said, yes, what do you want from us? He said, I want an application mentioning the name, full name of the institution to whom this donation is to be made, which has been announced by the governor. His Excellency has announced the donation. I said, yes, Your Excellency has announced the donation, but our institution rule is different. We do not take any donations from outside people. He said, how do you run your organization? I said, we run it by voluntary contribution of our regular members only. We don't take it from outside. He said, but we are a government agency and His Excellency, the Governor of Rajasthan, has announced it. How can you refuse? I said, well, it's not a question of refusal, it's a matter of principle. He says, let me tell you very frankly, Ashok Bhai, my job is at stake. I have shouted on you, there is no effect. But I have been shouted by my governor 3 times since morning. And if I do not sign this check by the end of the day, I may lose my job. So please have mercy. Give an application. I told him, friend, we have some principles. I'll have to check with Adiji. If there is going to be a change of principles, then only we can send you an application. He says, go and meet your Dadi and tell her, this is my problem. My job is at stake. Then there was a meeting. Dadi had the best power of listening. So I went and told Dadi, she'll heard to the problem. Brother Navar was sitting there. And he says, Dadi, it's not a ordinary thing. This situation is very typical. This guy is a very tough person, I know it. And he's the head of the state. And we are staying in Rajasthan state. So this man cannot be handled at Ashok Bhai's level. This governor has to be handled at your level, Dadi. He says, yes, Bhai, I am ever ready. There is no problem. That's what I am available. Baba has made me available for this role. So the second quality, listening to the issue and available. And then tolerance. That if something goes wrong, there's going to be havoc. He's head of the state. If he gets annoyed, we had it. And she's so tolerant. Don't worry, Nirvaya, don't worry. This is Baba's organization. Dadi will manage it. I am flexible to all types of situations. Don't worry. Then Nirvaya will say, yes, Dadi, I know you are flexible, you can manageable to all types of situations, but how are you going to sort out this? I will talk to that man. And nicely, she takes a decision. Ashok Bhai, just go meet the governor, invite him for a cup of tea in Peace Park. And now the solutions start coming up. And we will have one-to-one chat. I am flexible, but I do not compromise with my principles. Okay, Dadi, you have to play this role. And you will see that if we do not compromise with our principles, we can make very difficult situations to turn into very easy ones. All big tasks can be done in a very easy manner if we do not compromise with our principles. My value system has been fixed by Baba, the God Almighty. So, we'll face it, don't worry. So I went back and I told that secretary that Dadi is inviting His Excellency for a cup of tea today evening. It's good. If by today evening the problem is not sorted out, I am going to lose my job tomorrow. So please be very careful. And I think His Excellency has already got some airing that there is some problem and his orders are not going to be obeyed. So please you go and invite him for a cup of tea. I cannot tell him. I said, fine. I walked into the governor's office and said, sir, good morning, how are you, how's your health? And he was very happy. Yes, I'm fine, Ashok. We were good friends. Dadi ji has sent an invitation for a cup of tea this evening in Peace Park. Would you like to come, sir, to have a cup of tea with Dadi? Of course, my honor. I would love to have my tea with Dadi ji in the Peace Park today. And he smiled meaningfully. He was a very, very wise and very intelligent person. You know what he did? He called the collector, the administrative head of the area, and the police, intelligence head, police chief. I want SP and collector to be with me in the time of cup of tea with Dadi. He told his secretary, yes, sir. He rang up. Immediately the collector and superintendent of police reported. He told the policeman, listen, young man, go to the bank, find out what is the bank account of this Brahma Kumari's organization. And today evening, join me for a cup of tea. We're going to meet Dadi. She has refused my offer of donation. This is what I feel. She has not yet told me. And I want to know how dare she refuses. What is her financial status? Check. So he went and found out. He says, sir, 35 lakh rupees. 3,500,000 rupees was the bank account of the organization. Okay. And then in the evening, he says, today we are going to meet a lady, old lady, who has never seen a college. But she is heading the largest ladies-led organization on this earth. And she is going to build a big project called Gyan Sarovar. And she has refused my offer of donation of 500,000 rupees. I am going to interrogate her. and you guys will listen. Let's see what comes out of the whole discussion. So the collector and SP were really very interested. Oh, yes, sir. We don't know anything about these Brahma Kumaris, how they are managing. Today we will know all the truths. Yes, yes, I want to know all the truths, and I want you to be educated on all the truth. You are the district head. You should know what these people are doing in this organization. How are they managing things? Yes, sir, we would love to. And then the team, the secretary, the collector, the SP, and the governor, plus his ADC. All governors have got an army officer as their ADC. All the five, with the fleet of vehicles, they all move in to Peace Park, because whenever a governor moves, a fleet of vehicles has to move. A pilot, then a first car, then his own car, then a standby car, and then a rear escort, then an ambulance, so many things, they all move with the VIP movement. All of them drove down to Peace Park. We had already reached there. We received the governor. And since I was foreseeing some sort of tense situations can appear, we had organized very good tholi, very good coffee, because he liked coffee and not tea, and kept the people standby that the moment I give a sign, immediately bring coffee for cooling down if a situation is tense. Well prepared, because our management information system was quite good. We had all the information as to what are they going to do now. And Dadi is sitting coolly, smilingly. The governor said, Dadi ji, how are you? Oh, I am very fine, my dear divine brother. Governor, you are so lovely, you are so nice. This time you have brought all your officers also with you. Whenever you come, we are able to serve you all. It's a real delight, And then he goes, Dadi, yes, Dadi, I also feel happy. And these, young officers should also learn something from you. So I brought them with me. So Dadi was cautious. He knew why has he brought them. Dadi, I have some questions to ask you today. Yes, you are welcome. You can ask anything. Yesterday you had called me to do the foundation stone laying ceremony of a project called Gyan Sarovar. There was a huge photograph which was displayed at the time of foundation stone laying ceremony. I want to ask you, do you know what is the cost of that project? How much money you are going to spend on that? She smiles. Yes, we did a meeting of our senior brothers and sisters, and I asked my engineers, and they said, Dadi, not less than 10 crores, a bit more than 10 crores. 1 crore is 10 million, and 10 crores is 100 million. More than 100 million rupees. So he looks at his collector. Collector, note down. This old lady knows the total cost of the project. Write down. So he wrote down. Dadi, my next question. Have you planned that in how many years will you make this project come through? Yes, when the meeting was on, we thought we should share on that also. And we thought that we should not take more than 2.5 years, because time is running short for the world transformation, so we must have an academy as early as possible. So about 2.5 years, maximum 3 years. Collector, note down, it is a time-bound project. She knows what is the total time to be spent. Sir, he notes down. Dadi, how much money will you need every day to make this project come through? Was this also discussed in your meeting? Yes. Naturally, we have to find out how much money we will need every day. So we found out it's about 150,000 rupees, 1.5 lakh rupees per day we will need. Collector, note down. She knows what is the expenditure every day needed. Now, Dadi, one more thing. I am the governor And I'm very fond of, keeping an intelligence check on all the organizations. I have found out from the banks that your total savings in the bank today is only 35 lakhs, which means 3.5 million rupees. Your project is more than 100 million rupees. I have been a social worker and I have run many projects I have raised in many social organizations. And I have learned that over an experience of many years that if you do not have 10% of the funds to start a project, the project will never rise up the ground. It will just die its own death. You must have 10% money at least in your pocket to start a project. Then, as you make things rise, people come and give donations. Otherwise, how do you manage funds? By voluntary contribution of my regular members, she said. I see. How many members have you got? Roughly 300,000 members today. I see. So what have you planned about the funds? I believe you have many branches outside the country also. Will the money come only from foreign sources or from Indian sources? This is, of course, most of it will be from Indian sources. Because my Baba has taught me, अपने ही तन मन धन से भारत को स्वर्ग बनाना है. With our own efforts, with our own resources, with our own money, everything, we must transform this Bharat into a golden aged Bharat. I see. So you have not planned any big donations from outside? No. They must come from my country. Outside people can also donate in a similar amount as my people will do. And we believe that everybody must contribute. So we have made a small system. What is that? All the dialogues, Dadi was speaking in Hindi and he was translating in English to his collector. But he was basically an English-speaking person, so Dadi said, let me speak a few words in English. And said, we have decided a project, each one, each day, each rupee, kam se kam. She could not translate that word, kam se kam. Means 1 rupee per head per day, at least. I see. So how are you going to do it? She says, now you are asking too many questions. You first finish all your questions and then I will answer you. So she said, no, I am almost at the finishing end. I have asked basic questions. My only last question is that how are you going to manage your funds? You have no money in the bank. Practically, you have only 3% of your funds needed. And nothing can be started with 3% money. She said, any more questions? She said, no. Okay, now I must tell you, my dear brother, are you my brother also or you are a governor only? No, Dadi, I am your brother. Not only brother, I am like your son. You are like my mother. You speak what you want. I am not going to start anything in spite of foundation stone laying ceremony. In the next few months, 3 months at least, I will not do anything. He looked at her. He says, why did you make the foundation stone laying ceremony if you are not going to do anything? Because I have no funds. So I am not going to start anything. As per you, I must have 10% funds. And then how will you start later? I am going to put a donation box in all my centers with the word Gyan Sarovar on top of it. My brothers and sisters in all my centers, most of them are in India and some are abroad, I am going to tell them to put 1 rupee coin every day into the donation box. Is how about the foreigners? They can put $1 if they like. But come se come 1 rupee. At least 1 rupee everybody will put. Good. So what will happen? How many people will put money? She says at least 60%. I know 100% people don't put it because some are very poor, some are very old. They don't earn anything. So how much money do you think you will get every day? You have a man who is sitting with a calculator in his hand. That's called our collector. He should calculate. I'm not going to calculate. And then he says, yes, collector, tell me, how much money will she get every day if she gets 60% people donating? And her total strength is 3 lakh, 300,000. Sir, 1.6 lakh rupees per day. 100,000 and 60,000 per day. Good. So, Dadi, why are you going to wait 3 months? You see, now I will put donation boxes. After 1 month, sisters will collect, take out the cash. Then they will send it to me. It will take another few weeks. And then I receive at the end of 2nd month, I will know that really 1,60,000 rupees per day are the real input, and total amount per month is also known to me. And I need to have at least 50-60 lakh rupees per month. So I will know that money has come. She says, then why do you wait 1 more month? And she says, you know, it is not one-time donation, brother. My project is 3 years project. So I would like to check that whether 2nd month also the same amount has come or not. And then Gaur said, listen, collector and SP, observe her statements. She doesn't know what is a PERT chart. She doesn't have money. But she has planned it. In so much time, Gyan store must come up. So much is the total cost. So much is the need every day. She is ensuring input of funds to begin with. She is also ensuring that money is in the pipeline for the next month. And then she is going to start. Fantastic. Great. Dadi, I am absolutely satisfied. I don't need to worry about refusal of my donation of 500,000 rupees. That would have survived only 3 days for you. It doesn't matter. Your plan is perfect, and I wish you all the best. You will be a grand success. I hope I'll be able to see that project risen in my lifetime. She says, my lifetime, next after 3 years, my dear governor brother, I'll invite you, make you stay in a room which is next to my room, and we'll all see how God creates at Gyan Sarovar. And really that governor came after 3 years to see it, and his eyes were wet with joy when he saw this heaven coming up. There was nothing except thorny bushes when he had seen the land. And now the last point. All the qualities, full information, took a bold decision, standing strong, firm on the responsibility of that decision. And now the last point left out is his team is ready. But how to join the governor with his team? Dadis don't leave anyone. Dadi said, then he says, Dadi was just looking at him smilingly. And then he probably caught her vibrations. Dadi, I am so motivated. I have been your student for last 2 weeks. I have learned Raj Yoga meditation. Can I do my share of contribution? She says, how much? You told 1 rupee per head per day. So I now cannot come to your center every day to put 1 rupee because it takes 100,000 rupees for my fleet to come and go back every day. So can I send 30 rupees per month as my donation to the project? And Dadi smiles. And now it is my time to become alert. That what she is going to answer him. I could catch the vibrations. And I told those tea chaps, get set with the hot coffee and toli, because we don't know what she is going to say now. And Dadi says, did you hear what is our proposal? He says, I heard, Dadi, each one, each day, each rupee. But what about that last word? Come, say come. At least 1 rupee per head per day. Excuse me, are you really my brother and my student? Yes, Dadi, I am your brother and I am your student. Then tell me, what is your salary? How much do you earn per month? His face was red. He didn't know what to say. Good old days, the salary was only 10,000 rupees per month for a governor. Now it is 100,000 rupees per month. And then he had to say, 10,000 rupees per month. And then she said, then only 1 rupee per head per day. Only 1 rupee you want to turn it out of 10,000 rupees? 30 rupees per month. He didn't know what to do. And I said, come on, coffee. Toli and coffee. Dadi, let's have toli and yeah, we must have. My dear brother, you must have a nice sweet holi and you must have a nice coffee. Thank you very much. And then everybody had a cup of coffee and the meeting ended. And you know the result? If you do not compromise with your principles, the management experts say that all the most difficult jobs will be done in a very, very easy manner. Do not compromise with your value system. She did not compromise with anything. She did not accept any money from the government. She accepted him as a student and made him realize that if you are a part of the family, you have to behave like a family man and not just doing 1 rupee per head per day. The governor goes back into the governor house. We come back to Madhuban, and in 5 minutes after our arrival, the ADC, that captain of the army, appears. Since I have had the military background, so naturally I was pretty senior to him. Sir, I want to meet Dadiji. So I said, come on, Raval, we can meet Dadiji. Tell me what's the problem? What's the problem? What do you want to discuss with her? No, sir, His Excellency has desired that I should open my mouth only in front of Dadiji. I am not going to tell you, sir, why I have come. So I said, fine, don't worry. So I went in. I go to Dadi. I said, Dadi, the governor's ADC is here. He wants to meet you only in person. She thought for a while, smiled. Yes, yes, call him in. So that, captain of the army marches in, like he was in uniform, and salutes. Good evening, Dadiji. Yes, Dadiji took out her hand. She shook hand. Dadi is very fond of army officers, and if you salute in uniform, she always shakes hand with you. So Dadi shook hand with him. He was, overjoyed, overwhelmed. Oh, Dadi Prakashmani, he's taking my hand into her hand. And then he was taking Vrishti for some time. And then she says, Dadi, Governor has sent me, His Excellency has sent me with this request and a message that he wants to really do his best for this project. Today was payday, Dadi, and he took out a packet of money, 10,000 rupees in it. This is his first donation, Dadi. His Excellency has requested me that please request Dadi, kindly accept with mercy the first donation from the governor. As a student, not as a governor. Dadi, this is as a BK, Dr. Channa Reddy. BK, Dr. Channa Reddy has sent his first donation. Now you can clap. If you like to clap, you can clap. I am asking you all. This is called leadership quality. This is called courage. And this is called contentment. Always contented, Dadi. Always bold enough to face any situation. No question of compromising with the value systems. Always sweet and always tough. Strong on your principles. Always inspiring. She never told him that I don't want to have your donations. It was understood. He realized and said, yes, Dadi, I am sorry. I was thinking, why have you refused my 500,000 donation? It's nothing. It's just peanuts. 3 days cost of your project. So I withdraw my announcement, but I definitely want to cooperate as a Brahma Kumar. I am your student, Dadi, I am your student. He said, I am your student. So this is how these Dadis transform the hearts of the people. A man with a high ego became totally egoless. He took off his ego of governorship, became a BK. And he wanted to help as a BK, not donate as a big donor and a governor of a state. So, if we are always contented and we are courageous enough, success at all levels is going to be with you. Like Babdada says, that I want all my children to be always victorious. Vapsaman means always victorious. And sometimes Baba wants us to repeat. He says, it's just a repetition of the good old story. You were victorious in last kalpa, you are going to be victorious now, and then you shall always be victorious in all the kalpas to come. In Hindi we say, Hum the Vijayi, Hum hain Vijayi, honge Vijayi. We were victorious, Vijay means victorious. Hain Vijayi, we are victorious. Honge Vijayi, we will be always victorious in all the kalpas to come. Because we have the companionship of the Almighty Father with us. We have all His eternal properties and virtues, powers with us. We have to be victorious. And if we are victorious this time, it is a proof of our victory in the last kalpa, and it is going to be the foundation of your victory in the kalpas to come. So with that goes wishes that all of you, the sweet children of the sweetest Father, be always victorious in all situations. Let success be your birthright. Om Shanti.